Hello, second graders. This is Mr. Scott again, and I am here with lesson number 3 for art. This lesson is going to be for Friday, August 28th, and it will be due on Monday, August 31st. So you're going to complete this assignment and turn it back into Mrs. Patterson on Monday, August 31st. Again, it is super important that you are completing all of the art assignments that we're doing here on YouTube. If you have not finished lessons 1 and 2, you may go back and watch those and still complete those assignments and turn them into Mrs. Patterson. It is very important that you complete all of your art jobs. I will not be able to give you a good grade in art on your report card if you are not completing all of the art assignments. So again, if you've not got them done, go ahead and go back, watch the videos, and get those turned in. If you remember last week, we talked about the primary and the secondary colors, and you completed 2 designs for me. And if you want to go back and watch lesson number 2, just to review, that may help you do today's assignment. So if you feel like you need to review that, you can always go back and watch it again. But we're going to continue learning about the primary and secondary colors. And today we're going to make something called a color wheel. And a color wheel is just simply a tool that artists use to help them remember and learn things about the colors. If you look in your book bag, you should have a handout that Mrs. Patterson gave you on Tuesday that looks something like this. It's actually kind of a little worksheet that we're going to do together. And this circle here is going to become our color wheel. Again, a color wheel is a tool that helps artists learn and remember things about colors. And we're kind of reviewing what we learned about the primary and secondary colors last week, plus we're going to learn a little bit more. You'll notice on the handout that there is no place for your name on the front. I did not leave a blank space for you to put your name. And I did that on purpose because I want you to get used in art to putting your name on the back. We've talked now twice about not putting our name on the front of our artwork, that we always put our name on the back on one side of the paper and our artwork on the other. So I left off a space on the front because I want you to turn it over, and with a pencil, remember we never do this with a marker, I am going to write my name. And I'm trying to do my letters as best I can, spacing them apart nicely so they're easy to read. It's not filling up the whole back of the paper. It's not super small. I could be able to glance at your paper and see your name right away. So once you have your name on the back with a pencil, you're going to turn the handout over and we're going to start working on completing it. You're going to need your regular pencil, and then you can also do this with either markers or crayons. If you remember last time, we did our primary and secondary colors with crayons. Either one will work just as well. Crayons are just as good as markers. I'm going to use the markers here just because I think they're a little bit easier for you to see on the video. But again, crayons are just fine and just as good. I'm going to start with a black marker, but I want you to actually use your regular pencil for this. If you use your regular pencil, if you make a mistake, it'll be easier for you to correct, maybe a little easier for you to do with a regular pencil. So on our handout, up at the very top, we have a blank line, a blank space, and we're going to write the title up there. We're making a color wheel. So I'm going to write the words color wheel. C-O-L-O-R-W-H-E-E-L. Color wheel. C-O-L-O-R-W-H-E-E-L. I want to remind you again, you can pause the video. If you need to write something down, copy something down, you can pause the video and then restart it again. Or you can always go back and watch the video more than one time if you need to see some directions again. Sometimes it might even be a good idea to watch the whole video and then go back and watch it again and actually follow the directions. But you can pause and start, and that will help you as we work on this worksheet. So we are making a color wheel, C-O-L-O-R-W-H-E-E-L. To help us with our directions, we're going to kind of imagine this circle as being a clock. So if you have a clock close by that you can look at, that might help you. But we're just doing this to help us with directions. I'm going to use my black marker. Again, if I were you, I would use my regular pencil. If this were a clock, up at the very top would be 12. So I'm going to put a 12 at the very top of the clock. This would be about 1 o'clock, and where this line is would be 2 o'clock, so I'm going to put a 2 there. 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock. So I only wrote the numbers 12, 2, 4, 6, 8, and 10. I did not put a 1. I did not put a 3. I did not put a 5. I did not put a 7. I did not put a 9. I did not put an 11. I don't want you to put those numbers on yours either. I just want 12 on this line, 2 on this line, 4 on the line, 6 on the line, 8 on the line, and 10 on the line. That's going to help us with our directions. It's also going to help us get the colors in the correct order. Having the colors in the correct order is super, super important. If we do not have the colors in the correct order, then our color wheel is going to cause us to make mistakes because it's going to be giving us incorrect information or wrong information. So when I look at this project for your grade, when you turn this in and I look at it, the number one thing I'm going to be looking for is that the colors are in the correct order. So you really want to do your very best to get your your colors in the same order as I do on my color wheel. We're going to start by putting the primary colors on the color wheel. And you guys may remember from doing those designs last week what the 3 primary colors are. I'm going to start with the primary color red first. Remember, you can use your crayons. If you're using a crayon, you want the one that says just R-E-D. We do not want the one that says red violet or red orange. We want the one that just says R-E-D, the true red, not red orange, not red violet. Again, I'm using the marker just so it's a little easier for you to see on the video. I'm going to look at the space between 12 and 2. And as carefully as I can, trying to stay inside the lines and work as carefully as I can, I'm going to color that space with the primary color red. Okay. I know it kind of looks a little orange right now on the screen, but it is actually red. So the space between 12 and 2, I colored with the primary color red. And that is the only space that I have colored so far. Next, I'm going to add the primary color yellow to my color wheel. Again, if you're using crayon, you want the one that says just yellow, Y-E-L-L-O-W. We do not want one that says yellow green or yellow orange. We want the one that says just yellow, Y-E-L-L-O-W. I'm going to skip the next space. Very important that you skip the next space. I'm going to go down and use the primary color to color the space between 4 and 6. So I use the primary color, yellow, to color the space between 4 and 6. I'm going to skip the space between 6 and 8, and I am going to color the space between 8 and 10 with the primary color blue. Again, if you're using crayon, you want the one that just says blue, B-L-U-E. We do not want blue-green or blue-violet. We want just plain blue, B-L-U-E. And we are going to color the space between 8 and 10. as neatly and as carefully as we can. Okay, so now we have the three primary colors on our color wheel: red, yellow, and blue. Red is between 12 and 2, yellow is between 4 and 6, and blue is between 8 and 10. Color, blank, color, blank, color, blank. We've saved those blank spaces for the secondary colors. It is super important that we do the right color in the right space on the secondary colors. If I were to take the primary color red and mix it with the primary color yellow, I would get the secondary color orange. So that space between red and yellow, the space between 2 and 4, is going to get colored with the secondary color orange. Because if I were to take red paint and mix it with yellow paint, I would get the secondary color orange. Whenever we mix two primary colors together, we get a secondary color. So carefully, I'm going to color that space between 2 and 4 orange. Red and yellow make orange. If I were to mix the primary color yellow with the primary color blue, I would get the secondary color green. So the space between 8 and 6, between yellow and blue, is going to get colored with the secondary color green. If I mix the primary color yellow with the primary color blue, I get the secondary color green. If I mix the primary color red with the primary color blue, I get the secondary color purple. And remember last week we said that another name for purple is violet. You may not have a crayon that says Purple. Your crayon may actually say violet, Violet. We want the one that says just violet. We do not want one that says blue violet or red violet. We want just violet or purple. Mixing the primary color red with the primary color blue will give us purple or violet. And there we have all of our primary and our secondary colors on the color wheel. Again, your number one goal is to get them in the correct order. The correct order is red, orange, yellow, green, blue, purple. Red and yellow make purple. Yellow and blue make green. Blue and red make purple or violet. Did I say that wrong? Red and yellow make orange. Yellow and blue make green. Blue and red make purple. So they should be in that order: red, orange, yellow, green, blue, purple. Okay, down at the bottom, we're just going to review a little bit more. Again, I would write this word with your regular pencil. I'm using the black marker just so you can see it. On the top line here, I'm going to write the word primary. P-R-I-M-A-R-Y. A R Y. P R I M A R Y. Primary. We wrote the word primary on the back of our primary design last week. Then we're just going to take and color each of these little shapes out at the side. Made these kind of like little paint splatters. So these are our paint splatter shapes. One primary color is red. One primary color is yellow. And one primary color is blue. So we have the word primary, and then we have each of the primary colors. Red, yellow, blue. On the second line, with your regular pencil, I'm using the black marker so you can see, but I'm going to write the word secondary. S-E-C-O-N-D-A-R-Y. Secondary. S-E-C-O-N-D-A-R-Y. One secondary color is orange, so I'm going to color one paint splatter orange. One secondary color is green. And one secondary color is purple or violet. Okay. The word secondary, S-E-C-O-N-D-A-R-Y, and they are orange, green, and violet. So this is what I need to get back from you on Monday, next Monday, August 31st. Once you finish the handout, you're going to put it back in your folder and turn it into Mrs. Patterson on Monday. So again, we have our name on the back, written neatly and carefully, easy for me to flip over and see. At the top, we have the word color wheel, C-O-L-O-R-W-H-E-E-L. We have the primary and the secondary colors on our color wheel. We just did these numbers to kind of help us with our directions, but we were thinking about the numbers on a clock. Your colors should be in this order: red, orange, yellow, green, blue, purple. The bottom, primary, P-R-I-M-A-R-Y, red, yellow, blue. Secondary, S-E-C-O-N-D-A-R-Y, orange, green, purple. I want you guys to be able to remember those. I should be able to ask you what are the primary colors, and you should be able to tell me red, yellow, blue really fast. I should say what are the secondary colors, and you should be able to just rattle off yellow, green, and orange, purple. I'm sorry, I did it wrong. You should be able to say when I ask the secondary colors, you should say green, orange, purple, not yellow. Green, orange, purple. Primary, red, yellow, blue. Secondary, green, orange, purple. So you're going to finish that, put it in your backpack, in your folder, and remember to give it to Mrs. Mrs. Patterson next Friday. I'm making lots of mistakes all of a sudden. Give it to Mrs. Patterson next Monday. Okay? I hope you enjoy making your color wheel. I hope that it helps you remember some things about colors. I hope you'll be able to name the primary colors for me and the secondary colors without getting confused like I did. All right. I will see you guys again next week on YouTube. Hope to see you at school soon. Have fun.